We are Willem and Anneke from the Mission Trekkers.
Welcome to the podcast Travelling Friends of Oz, where we have a chat to other travellers around Australia about their travels, their tips, experiences, and more. This time, we are excited to chat to Overland Exposure. We've got Dan and Manda with us today, and we're going to hear about their travels. I know that they've been having some exciting times up in North Queensland, so let's hear from them. Hi, Amanda and Dan. How are you?
Hey, we're good.
Good, thank you.
That's good. Where are you guys at the moment for our listeners who's listening?
We are in Cairns, actually.
Oh,
Awesome.
again, I like Cairns.
Is it getting a bit hot up there now?
No, it's perfect.
No, it's good. Yeah.
Good.
You got the Hawaiian shirt on, must be hot.
I always wear Hawaiian.
Oh, nice.
Uniform.
You like a bit of the tropical weather, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I love being warm. I hate cold, so
Yeah, okay.
I'm good here.
So where you guys are originally from, obviously?
I'm from Newcastle, New South Wales.
And I grew up in Sydney, but we met in Newcastle.
We met in Newcastle. Yeah.
So it's good you're not there now.
No, so happy we're not there at the moment. Lockdowns and stuff. Yeah.
It's been pretty average for everyone back at home. So they've been living vicariously through us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about like Overland Exposures and who Dan and Manda is. Yeah, like tell us a little bit about your story, I guess.
Well, I was in the Air Force for 15 years and discharged to pursue my dream of landscape photography.
So we opened a gallery.
Yeah, we opened a gallery in a Westfield, and it was pretty good, going really well. We ended up moving into the CBD of Newcastle with the gallery and having a cafe as well, and it was all going pretty well. Yeah, and just turned profitable, and then COVID sort of happened. And being in the CBD, like everyone's working from home. Our business just got absolutely smashed.
Galleries weren't allowed to be open, which was half the business, and then the cafe we had in the same space
takeaway only
was takeaway only, and no one was even in the area because it was business. So it was just both of them just were terrible, basically. So it was 12 months to the day that we had to close the doors for lockdowns and stuff, and that just kind of made us question everything, really. So
and so we just bought the caravan and the truck and
we just decided to go
take
back
it
to
online and
because we originally had it as a side business, like the photography. So it's the Daniel Courtney photography part. It was a side business online while we both were working and stuff like that. Then we took the plunge to do it full time.
We were doing like part-time markets every weekend and stuff like that.
Trying to build it to be the new thing.
While we were both still working full-time.
Yeah. So then we just decided, why are we doing the 9 to 5 like gallery thing? It was actually 7 days a week open.
Even though it's your own business, it's good, but
it's still a lot of work. Why can't we go back to online and travel and take more photos and do something that we love? So from there, that's when we decided to buy the truck and the van and do this life. And then Overland Exposure started because of like the travel aspect of things. We love sharing that with everyone, and we couldn't really make it fit to our customers of our Daniel Courtney photography audience. It was
very different.
It was very different audience. So we decided to start Overland Exposure. And
because Amanda wanted something to do.
I needed to. Otherwise, I felt like I was just going to be the mum.
Sorry, Amanda was a primary teacher. She's a primary teacher.
I'm a primary teacher. So I was working, teaching. Then I had an ARIA.
Busy.
I couldn't grasp the idea of not doing something like helping people and making, I don't know, having a purpose, basically. So, and then we decided, like that through the travel, we could link Daniel Courtney photography and the artwork. So where we travel, the story behind our traveling to capture the artworks that we capture, he captures. So it was kind of like I help you.
Usually.
sometimes. I usually entertain Aria at the moment.
I saw the story that you put up, I think last week, and you're saying that Dan keeps like moving and it's not a shot, and it's already like almost sunset and he's still not getting the shot. You're just there sitting and waiting.
What he had, yeah. And I was like constantly picking up all this stuff, moving all the time. Yeah. So that's my assistance.
Keeps it exciting.
So then we thought it was like a marketing tool for the photography. It's a whole different audience. Gave me a purpose to share our adventures and sort of help others, that want to go down this path of travel, even if it's a 6-month trip or a 12-month trip, because that's all they can get off work, where they could go, what they could do in that time, because where we go for photos are some pretty amazing spots. So that's where Overland Exposure came from, with the pun of the play on words with the exposure being photography and exposing places. That's the teacher side of me coming out.
Very good.
Our photography audience appreciates it as well, because we do go into their YouTube episodes, like for Overland Exposure, we do go into how I take the photos, and like the finished results in the YouTube videos and stuff like that, like the stories behind them, and the settings and the settings, and that people appreciate that as well. They like to 2 different sort of aspects. A lot of people
I need to have a look more at that.
Mm.
Sounds like everything's
That's
just
excellent.
working out perfectly. Like you're traveling, you get to take photos of all of this beautiful landscape of Australia, and it's awesome.
And the experiences that we have like along the way, like just the memories that we're creating, all because we have this passion of travel and photography. Like it works so well together for us, and
a lot of synergies. And like we can just chill at the beach and play for an hour, and then before sunset have a picnic dinner, and then capture sunset as well at the same time. Like it's just because he's so talented, he can just kind of pull it together.
Well, that's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about like your actual setup, as in specifics, because I know you guys have a truck, which is different. Not everyone has a truck. Most people just have like a cruiser or a patrol. So we have an Iveco daily 4x4 truck. So it is a light truck registered, which we actually we bought it as a car license, but we upgraded it to be the light truck so that we could have extra weight capacity.
Okay.
And not have to worry about being overweight or any of those sorts of things when it had the ability to do that. That was just a bureaucratic tick and flick. Like the manufacturer sells them as a light truck or a car. So. So we just had to go to them and we had to get our licenses. So we went and got our license, went to Iveco and said, we'd like it registered as a light truck so we can have a bit more weight. And they're like, sweet, just filled in the form and $150 charge for a leisure. So that is also set up as the camper in a way, in terms there's a bed in the back, there's a fridge, there's a sort of kitchen set up. There's a bed for Aria as well, our 3-year-old who's almost 4. Water and power in there. Water, power, all that stuff. So we can ditch our caravan and go and camp a bit more remote, a bit more just in the back of the truck. In the back of the truck. So it's just a really big canopy. So it's just you don't have that opportunity to do that with a 79 Ute or a dual cab Ute or almost anything.
You won't have everything, no. So and we got a queen size bed in the back of that. Plus Ari's got a single bed.
Wow.
So that's amazing. We had the option, of doing the cruiser or whatever, like with everyone else. But the things that we wanted to take with us, and the adventure that we wanted to have, we actually attempted before we even decided what we were going to do. We had a swag and a tent. We actually attempted a camping overnight, one-nighter with our daughter and our 2 dogs that we had at the time, and it was an absolute disaster. Like we had 2 hours sleep. Let's not go into the details. We're not even going to tell you how bad that was. It was just an absolute disaster. So that was one of the things. Like we cannot do tents. We cannot do swags. Like what else can we? What are our other options? Because that was not happening. But we wanted the ability to be able to ditch the van and go a bit more remote sort of thing. So that's where we started looking into things like the Iveco. And I'm a nerd. I'm a research nerd, self-admitted. So I just started researching the hell out of everything and looking at all the options. And I just it was just all the numbers and all the everything. You just put it on a list and a spreadsheet, look at it, and everything. It was just pointed to the Iveco, or a light truck of some description.
And you are seeing a lot more on the roads, like a lot more light trucks now, four-wheel drive light trucks.
We see a lot more now. We're constantly waving at all these other people the same as us. Yeah. So then we have our caravan, which is a 23-foot retreat Fraser. Semi off-road. Jinx. So it's a standard, bunk van, semi off-road. Like it's, got a bed, it's got all the standard stuff in it. We bought it secondhand.
We bought them both secondhand.
Bought both secondhand.
We really minimized our costs. So our whole setup was about 105,000 for the truck and the caravan.
That's amazing.
And a lot of people I don't know, I don't get it personally, but people are talking about spending $160,000 to $200,000 on a built 200 series or 79 series or Patrol or whatever, plus then a caravan on top of it.
Yeah, for us, we were just like, it's so expensive.
We'd prefer to spend secondhand and then spend the money on maintenance of them and on traveling.
So that's, and we could have gotten a brand new vehicle if we wanted to. If we wanted to spend the money, we could have. We just chose not to because we didn't want to also be scared of taking it somewhere.
We like bashing it around, scratching and
we
scratching
don't
it.
like it, but we will do it.
Honestly, we go down a four-wheel drive track because we're so tall, just branches all over and scratches all over
so
it. So
if we bought a brand new Iveco and set it up, we would have been really unhappy about that.
People have gone away with we meet people on the road all the time. They're like, oh, there's new 200 series. Oh, I scratched it the other day.
And they're like, oh.
So, we're the same.
So for us, that was what we sort of chose. We made a conscious decision to buy secondhand for that reason.
This is pre-COVID prices.
Yes,
the equation might have changed now, for people looking at stuff.
That's true.
It's definitely changing things, but so our caravan is very sort of just basic.
Nice but
basic. It's got everything we need in it, and we haven't spent money on the off-grid setup or anything inside in terms of power and things like that for our van, because we've got it all in the truck, so that when we do camp with the truck, we've got everything power-wise we need, and then we just plug in the van to the truck if we're on grid, and it supports the van. So rather than spending on two setups kind of as well, or doing the caravan and being really roughing it in the truck, we've kind of put it into the truck and we've got for both situations.
We've got 760 watts of solar on the roof of the truck.
Wow.
600 amp hours of lithium batteries, 3.5 kilowatt inverter in there. So there's plenty of power.
Yeah.
You can run the aircon for half a day or something on that setup.
Yeah. So, and that's so that we can charge everything.
Not that we've ever run the aircon off grid, we just haven't needed to. The microwave certainly gets a workout.
And the coffee machine.
That's the main thing. Coffee machine every morning.
So is that your most special bit of your whole van, your coffee thing? Or is there anything special that stands out?
That's that's my creature comfort. Even we went to Fraser Island, ditched the caravan, and I took the whole coffee machine in the back of the truck.
It's not the whole coffee machine.
The one thing that had to go with you.
He made room in the back where it could sit solid.
And then I ran out of beans after 4 days because I forgot to pack extra beans.
Oh no! Coffee machine with no beans.
Fraser Island. He was just like, I can't believe I did that. I don't really have anything that's special in the van. My hair straightener, I don't even use it that often. I like my bed being a north. I don't know, what is it? North,
east, west, or
east, west, whatever the one is with the walking around.
It. You don't have to climb over.
It's an
island bed. I like that. I like the fact I can walk to my side of the bed.
I don't like it. I would have preferred to get a shorter caravan, a foot shorter.
And turn the bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's his thing, but I'm like, nah.
Our bed is going to be like that. You'll have to
climb over each other.
It's
the most wasted space. It is it does make it feel bigger and everything because it is bigger.
And it feels a bit more homely in my opinion. It feels like a normal bed.
Happy wife, happy life.
So tell us a little bit about experiences that you guys have been on that I guess stands out.
Ooh.
We just got back from the Cape.
Yeah, we
obviously.
just did Cape York.
So that was pretty special. Like,
that was amazing.
That was a really unique place. And we spent a long time up there. Like, it
was 46 nights total from leaving Port Douglas up to Cooktown.
That's a good.
I'm assuming you had the truck obviously and left the caravan, but I think that's why you were able to.
Caravan away.
Oh, you took the caravan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow, well done.
I wouldn't have done that long in the truck. The one thing the truck is missing is like a shower. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But swimming and whatever can make. Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to do 46 days in a truck.
Yeah.
So, but we actually like we did the OTT, like the old telly track, which was an adventure. We weren't sure if we were going to do it or not, but we decided to do it. And then someone made a silly choice and didn't quite make it out of the end at Nolan's Crossing. So then we end up being towed up to that someone being.
How do you tow a big truck like that?
I was wrong.
So we ended up being towed up to the tip and where we sat for like 2 weeks without our vehicle because it wouldn't go. So
oh wow.
Oh no.
It was a bit of a blessing in disguise.
But honestly,
we really enjoyed our time up there.
Yeah, that's where I was going with this, is that one incident that I still don't forgive him for because it was really stressful and that kind of stuff. Made us actually really enjoy that community up there and that experience. And like we went over to 2 of the Torres Strait Islands, and just something that I don't think we would have done if we didn't have that.
Yeah, we might have only spent a week or so at Sace,
and we might not have made the effort to go over the islands and stuff like that. We could have just driven ourselves around and explored. We wouldn't have had that. Where should we go today, and how can we get there?
And even like
go by boat, you know.
Even human generosity, like there were people staying at the caravan park with us that moved our van around for us.
So we weren't stuck in the same spot.
And there's another couple that took us out for dinner one night when they were going, and they actually took us up to the tip as well. They took us to the tip because we didn't think, we thought we were getting our truck and our caravan barged back to Cairns. Like it was, there was a whole new kind of scenario. And they were like, you can't come all this way and not go to the tip. Come on. And they put Aria's seat in, strapped it all into the car, and like a car seat, took us to the tip, like, because they didn't want us to miss out. Like that kind of stuff. Just, if we didn't have that, that incident happen, we wouldn't have met some of these amazing people and had these experiences. And we are now going to be friends with those people because we just every night would sit and have a drink together and stuff like that, just because of that situation. So that's definitely like quite convenient timing. Like we've just sort of come out of that to like now speaking with you guys, but that's going to stay with us for it's a really special place as well. Like there's wild horses that just roam the whole place. Like locals own them, but they don't like they just wander around like eating the grass on the side of the road and like wander through the caravan park and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And like even
we adopted a town dog for a good week and a half. Ari called him Stripey, and he just came and like lay on our mat and slept on the
once you name him, he's never going to go back. He's never going to leave.
Stripey.
We had to leave, and he was like, probably like, where'd they go?
Shame.
But what was it? I was going to say, we stayed at the Sacia Caravan Park, which is a council-owned one, and even though the council, like workers and stuff like that, they still made the effort. One of the like main people that run it made the effort to come down a couple of times every so often to check that we were okay if we needed anything. Like people don't have to do that. You don't get that in normal Cairns. You don't get someone here like, oh, do you need anything, like but like he just made the effort to do that sort of stuff, and when he was like, oh, I'll move you to a water view site, and like offered that stuff, like
he came and borrowed a 15 amp to 10 amp adapter off us.
He was like, what's a chance? And we're like,
like a neighbor, like a true neighbor.
It's like, this guy over here really needs to borrow it for a couple of nights. Do you need it? No, we don't need it at the moment. Off you go.
And so he just like, he felt like we were part of the community, and we felt part of the community. Like it was such just such an awesome experience. So and even once we got the truck back, everyone was like, we got our truck back. Everyone was so excited for us because it actually started and didn't need a whole new engine, all this sort of stuff. Everyone's like, oh, it's okay. So today's your last day. And we're like, no, we still haven't explored as much as what we wanted.
So we spent another week and a half after we got the truck back.
So we then went explored for a day, and then chilled by the beach for a day, and just so it was.
So you did good, Dan. You did good.
We did great.
Yeah. It happened for a reason.
Have you guys got some tips? We always ask if you've got some tips about, I don't know, traveling or I guess maybe getting ready to go traveling, or any kind of tips that you've got that you want to share.
This is a bit self-advertisement-y, but I was a communications technician in the Air Force, and so my job was internet, satellites, radios, radars, computers, all the nerdy stuff, and keeping everyone connected was my main job. And so
our biggest tip
when we decided to go on the road, I'm a nerd. I love internet. And I looked at what all the setups were, and a lot of people recommend the Selfie Go. I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? I don't think this is the right solution for what most people want our age, which is data.
Because the Selfie does voice.
So I did a bunch of research, and we basically bought a different setup using a Nighthawk modem from Telstra, and like a mast with a directional antenna and stuff like that. And it worked really well. Yeah, it worked really well. And so I wrote an article about it on their website, and it's been like a smash success, to the point where now when everyone asks how to do internet on the road, like, people recommend my article, which is really good for me. Like, I love it. But if you like, internet's really important. You don't realize how much you miss it when you don't have it. Like, a couple of days is okay.
Full-time travelers. Like,
if you're going on a holiday,
if you just on a 2-week trip holiday, then it's different. But full-time life,
and probably running a business online.
Businesses, absolutely. Which is a lot of people on the road. So
check out our Overland Exposure website, and there's an article in there about how to get internet on the road. And that'll keep you pretty connected throughout the country as much as you can be.
Internet on the road would be our biggest tip. If you want internet, if you're someone that doesn't ever use it at home, or whatever, then that our tip won't help you. But the other thing would be, probably from a different perspective in terms of a tip, would be when you first get on the road, give yourself time to adjust. Like, even if you're only on a 6-month half lap or 12-month lap, whatever, you need, I think, about 4 weeks.
6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks to just settle into life on the road.
Most people we chat to that have started full-time travel, like, it takes about 6 weeks to settle into it. And like, and you're always so excited and everything to go, and you go to your first place and you want to go and see this and see this and see this, and that's all great. And then a week in, you go, what am I doing? And you start to question everything. And it's because you haven't given yourself adjustment time or a day off here, because you feel like you need to go and see everything in every spot, and you've got to keep moving and all of that sort of stuff. It doesn't have to be like that. You do need to give yourself time to adjust to this. You still got to have chores to do, like washing.
You've still got to have some downtime. And
just relax in a chair for a while.
So that's probably the life sort of on the road stuff. Give yourself that time to adjust.
And with kids, I think routines are pretty important as well. If you're traveling with kids, we see both sides of it. We see people that are really relaxed about routines, and we're quite strict with our routines for our daughter Aria.
Because she needs it.
Because she needs it, But you give them an inch and they take a mile, especially in this kind of life. It's really easy to start slipping into later and later nights and whatever. Like, it's just, routine's pretty good for kids. Everyone's different, but it'll help them keep settled. And so, like, Aria calls the caravan home. She's like, are we going home yet? That sort of stuff. And keeping it as a home, that's pretty important.
So it would be as you would a house, like it's still a home, and then things like that have to happen, like the washing has to happen. They can't go out and do activities every day or whatever. Mum and dad still need to work or do washing or whatever. But so actually, keeping it like a home.
One last good tip, and this is from Amanda, was a teacher, so she's a primary teacher. And we found Aria. So we love eating out. We love eating out. And especially like when you're always traveling, and like we've just traveled the whole East Coast.
Try new places.
Cairns.
Let's go to this pub.
And you just look at TripAdvisor and you're like, oh, this cafe sounds really cool nearby. Like, let's go and try that for breakfast or whatever. And we found Aria was always, because like you take them out for breakfast, like they can't just sit there and not have anything, right?
Yeah.
So we're buying her a baby chino or whatever, and she usually shares some of our meals or whatever. And her behavior was really getting atrocious.
Yeah.
And it was like she's getting these treats, and it was because we wanted to go out and eat, not because like we wanted to give her a reward, but she was just taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we actually started a sticker chart for her, and this is applicable in house as well, but particularly on the road. And we've met a few other families who we've suggested it to, and they've really liked the idea and started implementing it themselves.
Yeah.
And so she doesn't get a treat like a baby chino unless she's got 10 stickers.
Yeah. And she gets stickers for easy.
Stickers are super easy. Like, do your teeth, get a sticker.
Get your hair brushed without screaming.
Get a sticker. Like,
Yeah.
Every day or so if she wants.
And then we also did sacrifice a little bit at the start, like to not and made sure that she had to have the 10 stickers. If she didn't have 10 stickers, we didn't go out for breakfast.
I think that's usually where the hardest part is. The mum or the dad needs to actually follow through with it.
Yeah, exactly. So it was hard.
We actually went out once and her behavior wasn't good.
She didn't have her 10 stickers. So she had to sit there and not have anything.
She just sat there at the cafe and just got some water.
But you know what? She actually handled it really well, because like we were just so firm with it. Like, no, you don't have your 10 stickers. She's like, okay, I don't have my 10 stickers. Like, so she got there. So that whole routine and we just noticed we needed something that we would do at home in a house to make sure her behavior was up to scratch as well. So we didn't just let her get away with it because we live in a caravan and travel.
Which is super easy to slip into.
It's
super easy.
And even like we're here at Cairns Coconut, it feels like we're on a holiday because everyone at school holidays, everyone else on holidays, I'm laying around the pool drinking and whatever, and I'm just like, we are not falling into that trap again. We are not on holidays.
Why not?
Let's go and chill at the pool, and I'm like, we've got stuff we're gonna get done. I did 4 loads of washing and like YouTube videos finished, and so I'm just like, I don't have time to laze around a pool like all these people on school holidays for their couple of weeks, you know, like only a week off or but again, you still need to have your downtime. So
what's next for you guys? Is there any bucket list items there or stuff that you still need to go and see or do?
We've only touched the surface of Australia. It's been almost 11 months.
Almost 11 months. Yeah,
and we've only done from Newcastle up to the tip and back to Cairns.
That's it.
Yeah, wow.
Like
that's perfect. What's wrong with that?
It's the right amount of time.
And there's still so much in Queensland that we've missed as well. So like
don't rush.
We probably will hit. So we're going to head west to NT.
Doing a big figure of 8.
And we'll head across there. We'll probably cross the NT border just shy of 12 months on the road, and then we'll head from 3 ways in the centre down to South Australia. So all of WA is on our list, pretty much of our bucket list. You know, you just see so much amazing on the coastline of WA. So, and same with South Australia coastline and stuff. So in terms of bucket list and things to see, a whole lot, basically. Like anything other than Queensland, really.
We've done the top of Australia. We've done the Kimberleys and stuff already. So
okay.
We'll get there again. But
we did a 2-week trip in just a swag before child.
BC.
Yeah, before child BC, of the Kimberley, because we used to live in Darwin. So we lived in Darwin for 6 years. So we've actually spent quite a bit of time exploring Kakadu, Litchfield, the Kimberley, that kind of thing. There is still gaps amongst that.
And it is so beautiful.
But it's like we still feel like we've done that. That's why we didn't rush across the top and try and get across in dry season all the way across the top, because we can do the figure 8. We've seen a lot of the top and then come back around to it in another year's time, sort of, you know, dry season next year, rather than rushing and missing a lot of Queensland. We just went, let's slow down, let's kind of cruise a bit more in a different kind of way. So,
but when we're finished, I guess we're talking about a sailboat at the moment.
He wants to sail up the caravan. So we're just joking about how we would change overland
exposure to over, like cross out land and put water, like over
water exposure. Like, what do we do?
Doesn't sound as good, but
Willem would love that too.
But so for us, in terms of we can't imagine living in a house again.
No, it's really odd.
So
you can't.
People go, "Oh, how long are you traveling for?" And we're like, I don't know. As long as the businesses go well and we keep wanting to, we will. and how that looks, whether it's a new van, whether it's we don't know. But in terms of future, we kind of don't look any further than a month ahead. And just keep cruising.
I started to look for Christmas, try and book somewhere for Christmas, and that's not going very well.
No,
especially
Southwest WA,
we had no idea where we were going to be until we finished the Cape, really. Like, we had no idea how long that was going to take. And then when the whole drama happened up there, we thought maybe we're waiting on a new engine, but like we had no idea.
Yeah.
And now it's only now that we've sort of come back to Cairns and we're doing the final service on the truck and stuff before we head west and to the NT, that now we're like, okay, roughly we should be able to get to by Christmas to there, you know. So that's now why we're like, okay, what can we book? And we're like, oh God, that's not going to happen. So we might be free camping, like
house sitting.
House sitting. Yeah, that's might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I'm sure you'll find something.
We booked in when did we book in? Like
in
at
March.
The start of the year. We booked in for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we were there at the same spot in March.
We didn't have to go on
we
the
had a
waiting
special on that if you're there and you book again for your next trip while you're there, you get like a discount. So we did that for Christmas. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Especially at Christmas time when it's like peak rates and stuff.
Yeah.
Get that discount.
Because we're there Christmas, New Year's, and I don't think we've ever really camped that time of the year ever.
All that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good trip.
All the influencer card.
Yeah. We're like, oh yeah.
That's a joke. We never do that.
Yeah. No.
we pay for everything. We like supporting small businesses.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Okay.
We
do have some exciting news coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. We just can't announce it yet.
Oh.
We are the latest, the newest, the only. I don't know what words to use. This is the first time I've told anyone. The latest, newest, only Camps Australia ambassadors.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So Camps Australia wide.
Yeah. Wow.
Now we are working partnered with them.
That's big. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. We are pumped. We're so excited. I'm like, I don't know if I can tell you.
They must get you a spot for Christmas. Tell them they need to get you
a spot. Come on.
Pull your strings, Camps. Come on.
We're doing reviews of caravan parks and sites for them and little video packages and stuff like that.
Yeah. So if you follow them online or whatever,
that's the Camps 11 book.
So if you follow their stuff, you'll see our faces doing little video snips and stuff like that on their socials and all that.
Nice.
It's a good reward for hard work. A lot of Amanda's hard work went into that. So
it's cool. It's nice that they value our input and our our work as well. How we review caravan parks for our YouTube videos and stuff. We don't really review them. We just tell people about the sites that we stay at. They really loved the style that we use. So it's nice to hear that when we're being who we are and someone actually goes, yay.
Really good. We're super genuine. You're a couple of not so genuine people rolling around. Not to name names, but
we just people just
we are what we are. What you see on our YouTube is us. There's no faffing around. There's no work.
And that's the thing. We've had people
we
say
don't turn the lights on and record super happy.
I don't know. That Hawaiian shirt's telling a different story. No, I
said it. This is why
you can't fake that.
We've actually had people email us and say that we're not scripted enough, and we're not.
Amanda's hair, it doesn't do her hair well enough.
I don't do my hair.
Oh my goodness.
Who cares?
We've had all that. Honestly, we've had all that sent to us, and we read it and go, too bad. This is who we are. This is us. This is life on the road for us. So it's nice instead of constantly getting that negative from people. It's nice to have someone who is such a big company go, we like the way you do things.
Yeah, and it just shows the people who really who gives the negativity are usually the people who need a bit of love and a bit of, they're probably people you don't even their opinions don't matter at all. It's people
it's hard. It's still hard to hear and read that and go, I can't believe someone took time out of the day to say that to me.
But we did a caravan storage walkthrough and it was Amanda opened the cupboards and showed where we stored stuff. And
that's what people wanted to know.
This lady commented and said, I can't believe you live in like your life like that. It's so messy. Like,
and I literally
like in a bad way. Like she's being mean about it.
And she, and she like went on for ages about it. And I actually say in the video as well, like, you'll notice I don't have containers all labeled for my food and all that sort of stuff like some caravan people do. That's their choice. That's their prerogative. I don't have everything perfect in alignment. I said, I actually prefer to spend time exploring and time with my family than worrying about if everything's been put away properly. So I know
I'm super messy.
He's terrible. He's the worst human in terms of cleanliness. So
it wouldn't stay neat and tidy for very long.
Yeah.
Even if I make an effort, it still doesn't.
No. Yeah. So I'd spend so much of my day cleaning up after the two of them that it would just not be enjoyable. So it's just who we are, and I just prefer that. So if you don't like
we prefer the genuine.
You're just normal, and to be honest, like the people watch like your stories, and people watch, reality TV shows are like the best shows on TV. Like that's the thing that people watch the most. So obviously, being real and just being like reality TV, kind of just doing it as not scripted, is obviously the way to go. So
that's it. Yeah. So. It's just
it's just like the platforms that are American, and the platforms do reward fakeness, I think, especially like YouTube, for example. I don't know if you follow our channel, but we're using a little bit more interesting thumbnails, shall we say?
We're trialing. We're doing a bit of a testing thing at the moment.
Not clickbait, but like
you have to. Yeah.
Because honestly, like our video titled "Exploring the Mossman Area" got like no views. No one bloody clicked on it. Compared to like whatever we ended up doing. I can't remember what we did, but we actually trialed it for like
it needs to be something that people search. Like I did a bit of a YouTube training of how, like, what you need to do, and you need to do things that people would actually type in for search, or it'll come up in something else that they're watching, or be controversial. And really that's with posts and everything else as well these days. You need to be that thing that people want to click on to read it, because like it's the new scoop. So talking about I guess YouTube and everything, what like all your socials and what people where they can find you?
Overland Exposure. Just Google that on whatever platform you want. We're not on TikTok. We're not on TikTok because we're not 12. Probably should be, but
I'm not adding another.
We don't have enough time for that.
No. Overland Exposure is on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And you can see the Daniel Courtney photography on Facebook and Instagram as well. So they are two separate accounts. And I can't forget the Daniel Courtney photography, the main purpose of what actually started us on the road. And then we've both got a website for both as well. So overlandexposure.com.au and danielcourtney.com.au. So
we try and put a lot of helpful info on the website and stuff, like reviews of long-term reviews of equipment, things like that,
locations, and that's pretty much it so far.
And the Daniel Courtney photography website has all my artworks, which you can browse through and enjoy.
And all the stories behind each one as well, how we captured each one, or
YouTube links now as well.
Funny things that happened while capturing each of them, and whatever. We try. We do again. And that's come through Daniel Courtney photography as well, which has been going for 7 years, probably 8 years now. We've always done the capture story, the story behind the real us behind that photo. So that's come through on the Overland Exposure stuff as well, that real story behind us, just in video form rather than written text behind an artwork. So
All right, have a good night.
Thanks for listening to another awesome episode of Traveling Friends of Ours. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know how much you like the podcast by rating it in order to help it reach more listeners across Australia. The podcast is a non-for-profit, so we appreciate all the support.
Please also share the podcast on your socials by tagging Traveling Friends of Oz, as we are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. These links are in the description below, and remember to subscribe, as there are many more stories yet to be told.
Travelers listening to this, if you want to be featured on the podcast, get in contact with us. We would love to share your story with other traveling friends of ours.